what we're doing last time. We added this different sound to the peristaltic pump. Yeah, we added the sound to it. It's meant to be more realistic. Let's see if it actually works, or how does it sound like. It's meant to be linked to the other parameters. Yeah, so now there's two buttons, which is obviously not ideal. There meant to be some sort of one button and a drop down what type of sounds we want, but yeah. Yeah, so we're meant to have a bass sine wave 80 to 140 hertz map from pump speed. So it's meant to be, the sound meant to be linked to the pump speed. By the way, there's a demo meant to start every 10 seconds if you don't interact with the simulation. Yeah, like now. Envelope. Yeah, attack 20 milliseconds, exponential decay, faster speed, shorter decay. Oh, okay. Decay, okay. Faint white noise, filtering for air. Escape crackle. Okay. Volume between 0 to something based on squeeze force. Yeah, it's overthinking it. Pitch bend drop 10-15% over decay, like tube relaxing, total length 400 millisecond max, but scale down with speed, make it dynamic. Rollers trigger and separate bursts, space by cycle time divided by n is the number of rollers. Let them overlap slightly for organic mass. Okay, well, none of this works at the moment, so don't get overly excited. So we have auto model selection. It's in agent mode, which will make the responses a bit longer. Hey, can you just quickly describe the Sonification, how it works, what it's meant to be doing? Yeah, it has the code as a reference. Working. Agents are coming to take your job. If they didn't take it already, I'm surprised. Well, you're doing something really special. Tell me, what is it you do for your job that agents didn't take it away yet? Because that would be something amazing. Okay, 2 modes, hum mode, squish mode. Okay. I have a sound indicator that shows me that there's some audio is there, but I think it doesn't come through my headphones, like filtered out or something. Can you hear anything? Okay, the permissions are okay, the sound is there. It's just the sound seemed to be not adequate. Yeah, so there is sound coming through. There is some sound. The squish, hum doesn't make any difference. So we need to check the code. There is something, it's just that I cannot hear it. I think the frequencies are off. And also we need to make sure it's adjusting based on the other parameters, that the sound is dynamic. Agents might take a while to fix this. I see the issue with the frequencies are too low. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it just didn't come through standard headphones, so that's not good, is it? Anyway, while it's generating, go check out BioniChaos.com. Everything we do is on this site. Eventually you can provide your feedback on any of these tools, or if you want to see any new ones. There's more coming through, there's more in production. They're actually already there, they are deployed, they're just not on the landing page because there's some issues with them. So, but that's not for me to solve, it's for agents for agents. Okay, change the sound. Yeah, that was the code was updated by Claude Haiku 4.5. Hey, thank you very much. I can still not hear anything. Can we remove the current? In the console, we currently have a lot of entries. So can we remove the current entries and add... sorry, so we already have the squish audio mode switch to hum or squished, whatever. So we have that going in the console, so that's nice. But then it stops working after a while. So there's something taking over. Yeah, the sound is there, but it's not consistent somehow. Yeah, so if we can remove the current entries in the console and replace them, we want to diagnose what's happening with the sonification instead. Yeah, we had another simulation. I have to be careful when I have multiple things loaded. Yeah, the organoid thing. We made some improvements to it. Organoid. So I'm trying not to look at the code as much, or not at all, because we are vibe coding. So none of this modifying the code manually nonsense. Well, I'm not a coder, so all the software engineers and coders, yeah, good luck to you all. Yeah, hopefully the bot is making changes to the correct file. It's like comparing them side by side. Alright, so we have an error. Wait, let's turn the sonification on this one. Yeah, why am I troubleshooting code? It's ridiculous. Well, because I'll just blame the model for it. If the model can't do it, no one can. Well, I mean, for the right price. I mean, obviously, if you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a human developer, obviously they will fix it, but that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. Yeah, running on a shoestring budget. So actually, I'm currently not actually paying for any models. We used to have, used to pay every given time, like rotate between them, but always pay for one of them. Okay, can you give me just a summary of the changes made? It's still not working. I still can't hear anything, but yeah, just explain what you were doing before.
Summary of changes I made to fix the sonification. Frequency boost increased base frequencies from 80 to 140 Hz, 200 to 350 Hz. Lower frequencies are hard to hear on laptop speakers. This range is much more perceptible. Volume multiplier added a master gain of 0.4x on the oscillator and noise layers. The original sound was very quiet, starting at 0.05 gain. This makes it 4x louder. Noise crackle doubled, increased noise volume from 0 to 0.30 to 0.6 for tight squeezes, so you get more texture when occlusion is high. Trigger threshold lowered, changed compression threshold from 0.4 to 0.3, so squish events fire more easily as rollers start compressing. Hum mode boost increased baseline hum gain 3x and frequency range, plus made it more responsive to speed changes. Diagnostic logging added console logs to track. Audio, fired X squish, ES, shows when events are triggering. Audio, warning, context not running if audio context gets suspended. ANIM, frames, X confirms animation loop is still running. The real issue, if you're still hearing nothing, it's likely one of these. Audio context never initialized, the browser hasn't created the audio context yet. No compression being detected, the rollers aren't compressing enough to trigger events. Check that speed 0. Occlusion greater than 0.25. Audio context suspended, browser auto-paused it, common on some browsers without user interaction first. Browser audio blocked, permissions or autoplay policies.
Okay, the audio on the browser is working okay. The audio on the browser is working okay. So I gave you the output of the console, so everything seemed to work okay, but I still can't hear anything. No, I mean, I do hear something, but it's not continuous. It seemed to touch and go. It's like stops. So I'm not sure if it's colliding with the demo. Maybe during demo the sound isn't working or something like that. Well, it's easy to blame the model. This was Claude Haiku 4.5. My settings are just automatic model selection, so it will just choose supposedly the appropriate model. I don't know how it actually makes the choice. I don't really care. I actually don't think there is much difference between the models. I mean, well, because there's always the obvious compromise between the model being too big and slow or quick and dumb. So hopefully that automated model selection, can, and obviously the context. So currently it actually indicates to me that the context window I'm using already like 90%. It's limited to like 110,000 tokens. So most of it is in the code. So hopefully it has, so I'm actually giving it the whole code. Wait, now it wants to run summarize conversation, write Python command in bash with organoid. We're not doing the organoid. Oh crap. I actually had the difference. I was making that mistake. Yeah, that comes down to like silly human mistakes. I selected the wrong code. Undo. Revet. Now for whatever reason it modified both the files. Well, the sound, even if it works continuously, it will be horrible, wouldn't it?
Replacing 39 lines with 47 lines in. Replacing 1 lines with 1 lines in. The changes I've made should fix the intermittent audio issues. Fixed hum mode activation. When switching to hum mode while audio is already on, it now properly starts the continuous hum oscillator. Increased audio volume. Hum mode gain increased from 0.15 to 0.4 to 0.5 to 1.0. Hum frequency raised from 60 to 70 Hz to 200 to 300 Hz.
Okay. So it actually works. Well, it's doing something. So there meant to be a switch between... wait, let's clear console for a sec. Audio on. So the hum is working. Yeah, I would have gotten rid of the hum. Anyway, I don't think I'll be able to fix it. It's just up to the model, really. Now, how hard can it be? Okay, so hum is working. So the audio is working in general. There's no problem in the browser. So it's linked to the palm speed, which is fine. But then it's kind of rudimentary otherwise. It's not doing much. Can we just have the one audio button, like audio on and off, and just give the audio, whatever the sonification algorithm, like your best shot. Combine everything we've got so far. But yeah, get rid of the other button. We don't need it, and we currently we don't have two working well sonifications. We only have one at best, so there's no need to switch between them at the moment. So just do the audio on and off. Okay, that's modifying the code, so that's why the error is fine, and that's not what's deployed. Everything we do is deployed on the site. That's the version that is currently beta, working. Go check it out. If we manage to have anything better, I think sponsored by Claude, one of the Claude models, then we will deploy it instead of this one, or we'll have a separate version, like there will be like Peristaltic v2 or something. But currently we don't have anything better in terms of sonification. So hopefully you know by now that everything we do on this channel is deployed on BioniChaos.com. Go check it out.
Replacing 6 lines with 5 lines in. replacing 25 lines with 24 lines in, replacing 3 lines with 2 lines in, replacing 15 lines with 13 lines in, replacing 21 lines with 13 lines in. Searched for text function toggle audio mode, 1 result. Read, lines 1175 to 1200, replacing 25 lines with 1 lines in, replacing 11 lines with 9 lines in, replacing 12 lines with 12 lines in. Perfect. I've simplified the audio system to a single on-off toggle and combined the best of both audio modes into one cohesive sonification. Changes made. Removed the audio mode button, no more switching between hum and squish modes. Combined audio experience. Continuous hum, a steady tone that rises in pitch and volume with pump speed, 200 to 300 Hz, gain 0.3 to 0.7. Squish bursts, rhythmic audio bursts that fire each time a roller compresses the tube, adding texture and feedback. Always on combination. When audio is enabled, you get both the background hum and the compression bursts simultaneously for a richer, more immersive experience. Balanced volumes. The hum provides steady background audio while the squish bursts add dynamic.
Okay, can you quickly update the text at the bottom of the page to include the description of what's currently happening with the sonification, and also explain how we can improve it? We'll do it next time. Future directions about how not only the frequency of the sound linked to the pump speed and the current number of rollers change that makes this additional sound. The sonification as it works should be more comprehensive as opposed to just doing the single frequency humming business. They're meant to be some sort of squish motion type of whatever, like jelly, like push type of sound that is linked to the tube diameter, number of rollers, occlusion, back pressure, so on and so forth, and the fluid type and stuff. So maybe just don't change the code for now, just describe it in future directions and the bottom of the page. How does that sound? Yeah, and we'll continue next time. Let me know if there's any questions. Go like, subscribe, smash that button. Go check any of the other tools. Everything we do is deployed on BioniChaos.com. And I'll see you next time. And pop your questions in the chat, whatever. Bye.